Hello, BAME farm fans. We are out on the lovely little TC30 finding the sweet corn and trying not to play too much ironworm. Yes, we don't like ironworm. We're riding a little ironworm right now. Ironworm is when you're cultivating and you take out a few corn plants. Now at least I'm doing it one row at a time. Can't spend too much time looking back there with you strapped on my head, because I gotta watch the row. And hopefully you can see this, but I run with the row just about on that line in the hood, just off to the side. So one way I'm close one direction, and then going the other way I'm close on the other side. Oh boy. And sometimes on the return, we get a pile of dirt pushing. And that happens. Well, I've got it set for the tiller to run fairly deep, trying to chew up this grass as best as we can. It's pretty well just grass out here. Not too much anything else. Whew. Yeah, a little bit of ironworm action there. In fact, that was actually the gauge wheel that ran that over, because that was between planter passes. The first row is a little sad on the other side, unfortunately, right there by the road. So that's row 5, this is row 6, and there's 10 more rows to go. There's 16 rows out here in this first planting. And we gotta go down and back each one. It's nice and peaceful out here at the TC. We're in medium 1. Yeah, don't ask me why I brought the fuel bucket out here. I didn't run it out of fuel, but for some reason, it must have got an air bubble in the line and it just kind of quit on me. I didn't even put like 2 gallons of fuel in it. Started it and away we went, no problem. So I'm hoping there's not something blocking the hole in the drain tank, or in the fuel tank. And it's by shutting it off, we released the suction and it floated away. I hope that's not the problem. Let's see if it does it to me again. Yeah, I can't look back there too much. So I go down and back. The reason we go down and back is the tiller heads are center drives. There's a center section where nothing happens. That would be sufficient if we were able to cultivate about every week or 10 days. Well, that doesn't happen. This was planted April 30th. And it's June 14th right now. We're still about at least a month away from corn out here. And yeah, if we were able to rototill every 10 days, there wouldn't be such tall weeds and the crust would break just by having, let's say, standard cultivator action with the center of these tiller heads. But that doesn't work if this has been in the ground for 6 weeks. So I gotta go down and back, and the point of going down and back is to be offset by just a couple inches, so that center section of the tiller is in a tilled area, and then the blades can chop up that non-tilled strip that was the center of the tiller head. Yeah, I know, it's a pretty boring job. All I'm doing is watching that line down the hood, down the row. Drive down and back, enjoy the breeze, enjoy the sun, and forget to myself, right? And the more we look back, the greater chance there is of ironworm. Sometimes ironworm is more common between certain passes of the planter because I didn't plant this, so Dad got them a little too close and I can't fit the tiller head between them. Like we had a little bit of ironworm getting close right there, maybe a little bit of ironworm right there. And voila, here's the vegetables. We made it to the end. And when we get to the end, we kind of got to jockey around a bit. because there's not enough room without running into the cabbage right there. So on one side has already been pre-tilled, so it'll till it up pretty good. But we're starting with 8-inch plus tall grass, and we really got to grind it up. The good news is we're 4 days away from rain, so hopefully all the grass that gets tilled up will dry out and die. So we did spray this for broadleaves, but not soon enough. Well, we sprayed this and only killed the broadleaves. It only got some atrazine sprayed on it because the corn was getting too tall. That got a little ironwormed right there. For some reason, this direction it pulls over harder than when I'm making the return pass, and have trouble getting close on this side. So yeah, we've already sprayed atrazine. Hopefully we don't undo any effect that has on suppressing any new sprouts, but the grass was already coming up. So we're hopefully not going to kill too much corn, knock the grass back, and then hopefully no more broadleaves sprout. The later plantings are doing much better because we had more dry time when we planted. Where this went in on like the only dry day we had, and it was raining it was gonna rain that night, and we got it planted, then it got dark, and it rained the next day, we didn't get to spray it. So yeah, the joy of that first planting of sweet corn, it's always a scramble. It's barely dry enough, we chisel plow, and then, well, what a mess. So we're gonna try to rectify the weed problem a little bit, and have some fun driving really, really slow. So glad I don't have more than like an acre and a half here to deal with. Maybe 2 at most. Doesn't that look dangerous to get tangled up in? Yep, they spin. And we've got rows of corn with a nice brown backdrop. We can see the dirt now. So, yeehaw, the corn is cultivated. Hopefully it grows well. Hopefully we didn't trim too many roots. And hopefully the ironworm didn't take out too many plants. So we'll catch you guys later with more fun farming action.